nothing changes.
Hey guys, what's up? It's Amanda. Welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be my top 10 tips for those of you who are starting nursing school, or even if you're still in nursing school, these can be really helpful for you. I've seen a lot of people do videos like this, and a lot of them are still in school when they make them, and I feel like being graduated gives me a different perspective on how nursing school was and like reflecting on it, if that makes any sense. So without further ado, let's get into it. So tip number 1 is basically stay organized. You need to have some way to keep track of all the assignments and everything that you have to do. Every year of school start with a planner, and I'm really like vigilant about filling it out, and then about a month into school I just stop. It's too much for me to keep track of and write everything down, and then I end up just using my laptop and my iPhone calendar. So I always put all my assignments and when I have class and everything that I'm doing in my phone calendar. It's just easier, so I don't have to pull out a planner every time. I always have my phone on me, so I can always like be like, oh no, I have a test that week, I can't do anything, whatever. And then I always make like a note, sticky note type thing on my laptop. I usually have one for each class, and I write all my assignments out for the whole semester on there, and then as I do them I cross them off, or I like erase them. So yeah, that's how I personally kept track of everything. But you know, you just need to find something that works for you. If there's like apps out there that work for you, or having a planner works for you, do that. But you need something to help you keep organized throughout your time in nursing school. Tip number 2 is learn how to study as soon as you can. Studying in nursing school is very different from when you had your gen eds, or if you had a previous degree. It's a lot different. So you need to figure out what works for you, how you study, how you learn best. Do you learn by watching YouTube videos of people explaining things over and over again? Do you learn by teaching other people? Do you learn visually? Do you learn by hearing? Do you learn by writing? You gotta figure that out. You gotta figure out how you learn best and use that to succeed in nursing school. Tip number 3, you will always, probably always be busy. You're not gonna have a ton of time for hanging out with friends and going on vacations and doing things outside of nursing school, because you're gonna be studying a lot, and if you're not studying, you're gonna have class or you're gonna have clinicals. You're just gonna have a really busy schedule, and it's important that you realize this now. And I think everyone kind of knows going into nursing school that it's gonna be busy, it's gonna be hard. But you also need to make sure that your friends and family are aware of that, and that they're there to support you, and they're not going to be mad at you if you can't hang out some weekend because you have to study for a test. Most people should be okay with that, but you never know. So like, make sure you like preface that with all your friends and family before you start nursing school, or even if you're in nursing school right now. Tip number 4 is to have a really good relationship with your professors as well as your classmates. Professors are a great way to get letters of recommendation for jobs, or use them for references for jobs, or if you plan to do more school, obviously letters of recommendation. They are going to be the ones who can discuss and tell future employers like how hard of a worker you were in class and how you were in class, and if you don't have a good relationship with them, you're not going to be able to use them. I was lucky enough that a lot of my professors I also had as clinical instructors, and I also had them multiple times as professors, so that definitely made it easier to use them as references, and without them I don't think I would be where I am with the job that I have today. And then with classmates, when we graduated, one of our professors made a comment to us about how she was so surprised that we all like uplifted each other and we were all working together as a team for a common goal. We weren't trying to outdo each other or anything. And I was really surprised by that comment because I never thought of that as a thing that people did in nursing school, is like competing against each other for like, I don't even know, for like high GPA or whatever. Don't do that. Like, work together, support each other. Like, if you see that your friend is struggling with a topic in nursing school, or even not your friend, just a random person in your class that's struggling with something, go and like teach them, because you know what, you're gonna learn from that too. If you're able to teach someone the topic, that means it's going to be in your brain just that much more. So yeah, definitely make a good relationship with your classmates as well, because they could potentially be your coworkers in the future and you don't want to have any issues with coworkers. Tip number 5 is use all the free resources that you can, whether it be apps or YouTube videos. Registered Nurse RN is super great. Nurse Sarah, she literally has like videos on every single topic, and then she goes, and then you can go to her website after you watch her video and she has like a bunch of NCLEX style questions based off of that topic, and it's really helpful. And definitely if you're like not getting a topic, like use her because she is great. Tip number 6 is knowing what is meant by an NCLEX style question. When I first started nursing school, they kept like saying like, oh, all your tests are gonna be NCLEX style, and I was like, okay, yeah, but what does that mean? So what that means is that it's not going to be a memorization of a test or of a topic or a definition of something. It's going to be, you got to remember the definition and then you have to apply it. So instead of a question like, what's the normal range of blood pressure? It's going to be like, you walk in and your client has a blood pressure of 200/100. What do you do? So you have to be like, okay, I know that's a high blood pressure, but then like you have to critically think like, okay, what am I supposed to do now? The goal is to lower it. How do I lower it? Give an antihypertensive, whatever. You know, it's not going to be cut and dry. It's going to be very, almost manipulative is the word that I want to say. Is it's not going to be straightforward. You're going to have to think for each question. And I think that's something that I definitely struggled with when I first started nursing school, is I was so used to just memorization and not application. Tip number 7 is self-care, people. That was like one of the things that they drilled into our heads when I first started nursing school, is self-care. You need to have something outside of nursing school that you do for yourself to get your mind off nursing school, to de-stress, whatever it may be, whether it be reading a book, going on a bike ride, going for a walk, yoga, meditation, anything like that. Mine is working out. I go to the gym when I'm stressed out. It's great. I love it. You need to have something that you can do. If nursing school is just too much, you need something to do to get your mind off of it. Tip number 8 is to practice in lab as much as you can. I'm not sure how much lab time other schools get, but for me, we only had labs in the summer and fall semester. And then spring was our preceptorship, but we didn't have lab then. So by the time I got to my preceptorship, it had been a little bit since I had like done some of the skills. Luckily they had like an open lab that we were able to go to, but use lab and practice in lab as much as you can. Even if you try an IV and you get it on the first try, practice and practice and practice, because practicing on a fake person versus practicing on a real person is very different, and practicing on a real person is scary. So like the more you can do it in the lab setting, the better. Tip number 9 is to ask as many questions as you can. When I first started nursing school, I didn't ask questions because I thought that it would make me look incompetent and that I didn't know what was happening. And the reality is that it's okay that I didn't know, because I'm in school. I don't need to know everything right now. Like, that was like something that was very difficult for me to come to terms with, was that like I'm not gonna know everything. So yeah, asking questions is huge. It makes you seem engaged. It makes you think, it makes you seem like you're eager to learn and you're ready, and you're not just thinking surface level. Ask questions, people. And tip number 10 is that nursing school is hard. You are going to feel like you're going to want to quit sometimes, but coming from a grad, it's worth it. when you're done, you can sit back and be like, holy crap, I just did that. It's worth it. Like, just hold in there. You got it. I believe in you. You have plenty of classmates and professors and family and friends, and they all believe in you, and you can do it, and it's so worth it. It's so worth it. I haven't even started my job yet, and I just know that it's gonna be so worth it at the end of the day. So yeah, those are my 10 nursing tips for you for starting nursing school, or if you're in nursing school. That is it for today's video. Make sure you guys are subscribed so you don't miss any more videos. Some fun wedding planning videos are potentially coming soon, so make sure you are subscribed so you don't miss any of those. And yeah, I will see you guys next week. Bye!